Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this week's patch notes. We do have another patch week here today, and it seems like the only update we are actually going to get in the month of November will be the 120 farming and herblore. Although, as far as I know, they still haven't released the actual date for those yet. I really hope that it is going to be next week maybe, but I'm starting to get the feeling that it might not be till the 18th or even the 25th, which kind of sucks if you ask me. But yeah, like I said, the patch notes were I mean, it was another patch week, so not a whole lot to discuss, but there were actually quite a few good patches for Big Game Hunter in particular, it sounded like, so I'm definitely gonna read those out. Just gonna be doing woodcutting during this. I'm here at Tweaks on my hardcore, doing some more woodcutting, just basically because this is pretty much the only thing I can do without having well, my game can still crash while I'm doing this, but if my game crashes while I'm cutting Tweaks, I'm certainly not going to die. But yeah, the game is still having a lot of instability, and they didn't address the crashes at all this week in the patch notes, so still really bad and like crashing all the time. They like really need to do something, because it's honestly pathetic that they haven't addressed it. It's been happening to me for like almost a month now, and I'm not like worried about not having anything to do on the account, because I still have a lot of skilling that I need to do for max, but it just is really annoying because I want to do more PVM and get to racks and stuff, but I'm definitely waiting until they fix something. So anyways, we're going to get into the patch notes here. This week the patch notes were pretty suspicious. Like, they weren't written very coherently, and they were not in sections at all, which is not great. I guess since Shawnee is no longer with them, it might be more of a individual effort on various people to write their little points for the patch notes, but I'm not too sure. That's just speculation on my part. But they said that they implemented some sort of fix to help ease the issues people have been having with buff bars. However, apparently that hasn't done much, if anything. I was reading on Reddit, most people are still having a lot of issues with the buff bar and in PVM and stuff, and obviously the crashing is still happening across the entire game. I don't think there is anything new with as a result of it. Like, they didn't really fix anything at all, so pretty bad. But they did claim to have done something, but apparently did not help. So that's the only thing they mentioned on all of these really annoying bugs and issues that have been happening recently. And then unfortunately, of course, they have a bunch of text and garbage fixes in between the real patch notes, because it's not in sections at all. One thing is they added text, I'm assuming this is in the chat box, about what damage gets dealt during Big Game Hunter. So that probably pretty much will just mean you just can skip the first cutscene of the hunt, which I guess is nice. I mean, you can just see it in your chat, so you know which color is the best for you and what you need to use for the rest of your hunt. Just makes it a little bit nicer and easier to do. Other than that, there were definitely quite a few in the Big Game Hunter. They have a new option for the jungle logs, which is Fletch 3, to create spears more easily. I think that's nice. It was always a bit annoying having to go into the UI and then either press it to fletch them all and then stop it once you have as many as you want, or change the slider to be 3. It's nice that they added this little option in there, so I think that's pretty nice. They also made it so that if you have one spear or one poison spear and you click on one of the scorpion traps, it will just automatically start loading it. It won't bring up the interface like it did before, which obviously didn't make sense to bring up the interface because you only have the one option. So once again, definitely a good change there. Personally, I wish they would just let it go automatically if you only had one color. Like, even if you had 3 spears, if they were all the same color, just load the one that you have in your inventory. Like, there's no choice to be made in the interface, so why not have it be that? But this is definitely a step in the right direction. Furthermore, on Big Game Hunter, they made it so that if you bladed dive onto one of the poison frogs, so you can now use bladed dive on a poison frog as if you were like attacking it, and if you do that, you will instantly start to gather poison from them. So that's a really nice little QOL thing that I wouldn't have even thought of when doing Big Game Hunter. You can now use Bladed Dive on the frog that you want to immediately start gathering its poison. Definitely a nice little benefit, and going to make it nicer to do the hunts. They have also added a confirmation message for what you will lose when you leave the area, like the logs or the spears or the vines that you have. So, you know, just good to know what if you have more stuff than you thought, or you're going to do another hunt or whatever. They also did some fix to the helmet stand on the Anachronia Slayer Lodge. Apparently it wasn't giving extra XP like it should have. That thing is, that and the skill cape stand, and like all the buildings honestly on Anachronia had a lot of bugs with them. The spa, I know, honestly all of them that I can remember had some pretty big issues with them, so they're still cleaning them up here, it looks like, which is not ideal, but at least they are getting to them eventually. Bunch of other typo things in here. Let me quickly bank. They said that the Troll Chuckers, Shamans, and Brutes in Burthorpe Cave will now all give golden rocks, which I thought they did before. I don't know if they did previously and then they removed them or what exactly happened. But yeah, that is good, I guess. Those are probably, I mean, I'd assume those would be good for those rocks if they are, you know, because they're such low health. I don't think the amount of health of the monster makes a difference in terms of the rock that you get, but maybe it does. I'm not sure exactly how the rocks work. Let's see, what else do we have? I think that was all of the Big Game Hunter ones. They mention here that players can no longer jump off of the wrong side of the platform during the Siryu fight, and I don't even know what that means really. Like, could you be on one side and then click the other side and you'd still jump off? I don't know, but apparently this broke the Siryu fight in some way. Like, people are saying like you can't even jump up at all in some situations, so nice job to them there. They fixed an issue that nobody really even probably knew about and introduced basically a issue that breaks the entire fight. So seems pretty typical of their patches as of late. Lots more random and pointless ones in here that nobody would really care about. I really wish they would keep them in the organized fashion. It was so much nicer when they were doing that consistently, but they kind of just seem to be very inconsistent with when they have a good formatted patch notes and when they don't. But I think that is just about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the patch notes. So definitely a lot of nice little QOL Big Game Hunter changes. Glad that they made those, because I'm definitely going to be doing Big Game Hunter for my 99 Hunter. That's why I'm doing woodcutting, kind of, because I would like to have 99 woodcutting ideally before I even do Big Game Hunter, because those logs and stuff in the Big Game Hunter area are pretty low, like cut chance or cut rate, whatever you want to call it. So it's really annoying getting them, and it would be nice if I had a high woodcutting level to get them with. And I think, I don't know if the outfit helps at all. Did they make it like, I think they changed it. Like these used to, when you hovered over these, they used to tell you what they were, but now it seems like that's not the case, and you have to like open it up to see, which is annoying. I don't know why they would remove that, but I don't know if the woodcutting outfit is useful for it or not, but I could also use that if I get it from getting 99 woodcutting. So yeah, glad that I've kind of held off doing it until now. And of course I'd love to do Big Game Hunter for the mall, as well as the animals that you can get from it. So really tons of reasons to do it, and it's enjoyable. So, you know, definitely going to be doing some more of that once I get my woodcutting up to a good level. Other than that, they did release another post a little bit later on in the day about the double XP weekend that's coming up in this month, and they've basically changed the format quite significantly for double XP. It's no longer really even a weekend. It will start on Friday, November 22nd, still, as it was going to originally, but instead of just being for that weekend until like Monday morning Eastern time, it is going to last for an entire 10 days, which is a long time, to be honest, for a double XP event. But you'll only be allowed to get double XP during the during 36 hours of your logged in time over those 10 days. So this is honestly a good thing in my opinion. It's actually going to take away from some people who like super no life it. They won't get as much time in double XP than they used to, but it's just much more, you know, healthy distribution of it, and people won't feel pressed to stay logged in for 2 days straight or however long they ended up extending the weekend for. So I definitely think it's a good change and a step in the right direction for the events as a whole. I honestly don't really like the existence of double XP events at all personally, but you know, I obviously did use them a bit to get my other account maxed out, so can't really talk down on them too much. But I would honestly prefer it if they, you know, didn't ever do them even back in the past, because now it's kind of like an expected thing and they can't really get rid of it. But yeah, that is a good format change. So it goes from November 22nd until Monday, December 2nd. So it's basically like a week from the Monday following that weekend is when it's going to last till. So yeah, as long as, you know, you should have plenty of time to get in all your double XP if you do want to get it over those 10 days. I'm sure it's definitely a good change to it. So that's good. I don't think I'm going to be doing anything for it because I'm already maxed out and on my other account, and I don't really think I'm going to go for 120 Herblore because the Herblore supplies are so ridiculously insanely expensive right now compared to what they usually are. I just don't think it's worth it. Like, I'm not really playing a whole lot on my main account, especially now that I can't even do PVM. Like, I would usually only log in on there to do Telos every now and then to basically make some money for bonds, but now I can't even do Telos because you're basically going to lose your streak to a disconnect or FPS lag because of the buff bar, so not even worth doing that. So I don't think I'm really going to do anything on double XP weekend, or I guess for the event, but yeah, definitely good to see that they are considering the you know, unhealthiness, I guess, of staying logged in for the entire weekend and allowing people to space it out much more. But hopefully they continue to look towards people's health and mental health with their MTX approach, because as you all probably know, they are doing an MTX live stream tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, it is tomorrow, isn't it? I'm trying to make sure before I'm, you know, saying wrong. I think it's on the Reddit actually. Let me quickly pull that up, and it's loading. And okay, they got rid of the post, of course. Okay, well, I'm almost positive it is tomorrow because usually they do their live streams on Tuesday. So they are going to be doing a live stream talking about MTX and I guess their approach going forward. I'm not sure exactly what details there are going to be. They obviously also asked for questions that people had, like on Reddit and stuff like that. So we'll see how many of those they actually answer and how many they pick out that are just like going to make them look good and stuff like that. It'll definitely be kind of like a defining, you know, live stream for the way, you know, for a lot of people, especially. Like, I'm not really too upset about all of it because I don't really get involved with it. I don't know, I'm just more focused on my own thing, you know, doing my hardcore and stuff, so the MTX doesn't really affect me as much. But a lot of people, I'm sure, kind of have a lot of their hopes for the future of the game riding on this live stream, so we'll have to see what they end up saying. If anything interesting or, you know, important is said, I will make a video about it. But if it's just the same old bullshit, then I probably won't bother. So we'll have to just wait and see what they end up saying in that regard. But yeah, other than that, I'm really hoping next week we, at the very least, see a fix to some of these crashes. If not, you know, getting the new 120 farming in Herbal, that would be amazing. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on these big game hunter changes and what you think they're going to be talking about in tomorrow's live stream. And are you happy with the new approach to double XP? I think it's pretty good, but I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.